Lakelands is the one I want to focus on because
There's a lot of development there.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah,
and
so
it's really,
what's also important is the price point is actually still quite reasonable compared to the rest of Perth at the moment.
yeah.
This is the Build Out West podcast with your host Tony Hyde from Evolution House and Land Specialists and Catherine Smith from Build Bright Builder Brokers.
If you guys are looking to build in WA or simply curious to see what's going on in building, you guys are in the right place. We're here to give insight with professionals in the game, coming to give the inside scoop. Episodes are uploaded weekly, so don't worry, we don't skip a beat and you won't either. Like, share, subscribe, sit back, relax, and let's go.
Hello and welcome to the Build Out West podcast with your host Tony Hyde.
And Catherine Smith, good morning.
How are you?
Super good.
I just try not to laugh.
We're buzzing.
I know, we're crazy.
We are just pumped for this hot topic, the
Well,
hot suburb.
hot
One we
suburb.
get asked about, surprisingly, a lot.
And
Right.
we'll tell you for why.
Yes. So today we're talking about the beautiful Lakelands, which is a coastal suburb south. It's about 50 minutes south of Perth, roughly.
Yeah. Just it's located in the Shire of Mandurah.
Mandurah.
So just over the last probably 10 years, that connection from Baldivis right down, Port Kennedy, Secret Harbour, Golden Bay, it's all connected. And all these suburbs around there have really shown massive growth, as all of Perth has. But this is the reason we talk about Lakelands is it's growing really fast. And some of the stuff they put in there, like Lakelands has its own train station now.
Yes.
It has the biggest shopping centre. Like I think it's a Stockies shopping centre down there. So it's got the Cozy.
Okay.
The Macca's is there. It's got one of the big ones. It's almost coming like a major hub. There's a big pub being built on it. All that stuff. One of these new estates have got that. So that was the one where they committed to it. So, but like there's so many great stuff, and it's really close to the beach as well. Lakelands. It's split over Mandurah Road. So there's
Just the main road going down.
It splits right down the middle, going down the coast, and it splits beachside and
East
not
side.
beachside, yeah. And then it's like you start touching on like Medora Bay and Singleton and all that.
Yes.
Like Singleton's a really old suburb down there.
Mm-hmm.
Been there for a long time. It's like over the dunes. As soon as you come over the hill, you just see the ocean. It's a beautiful suburb. But Lakelands is the one I want to focus on because it's probably the newer one. Satterley owns a lot of the Lakelands. And
There's a lot of development there.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah,
And
so
it's really,
what's also important is the price point is actually still quite reasonable compared to the rest of Perth at the moment.
yeah.
So we get a lot of inquiries for Lakelands, one, because there's land down there, but there's also a reasonable entry price point for either first-time buyers or investors or what have you. And there's just so much growth movement happening there that obviously it's going to increase. So I think when we looked at the stats, the growth in Lakelands went up 29% the last 12 months.
Yeah.
Surrounding suburbs looking Carnup, but Carnup is just south of Baldivis, so a little bit north of Lakelands.
a lot of big acreages out in Carnup.
Yeah, so they're subdividing all that to new home builds. That's gone up 26% the last 12 months.
Yeah, something like that.
I think that one's one to watch as well.
Medora Bay, like Singleton's a really old suburb, been there a long time.
Yeah.
It was classed as like a country town.
Beach suburb.
But it's all on the beach. I mean, everything's less than a kilometre to the beach, and it's built on a hill sort of going down, so everything kind of thing looks into the...
Yeah, like the dunes.
Yeah, so it's really... and that was about... I think Medora Bay is 19%, but I think that there's not as many new developments in Medora Bay.
When they start to really do it, it will be done.
There's so much land there.
Yeah,
Like,
I think Seaside's in Medora Bay.
Seaside's, kind of Medora Bay, and then Ocean Hills is Lakelands across.
Yes.
We talk about them loosely, they're all right next to each other. I mean, they're
Converge.
literally butted against each other, right? They go, and then they spread from Golden Bay, Secret Harbour, Golden Bay, all the way down to Meadow Springs. And Meadow Springs is another old developed kind of area. There's not much development in Meadow Springs because they've already done it. Got a really good golf course if you play golf. It's a great golf course, very challenging. I love it. And then again, I spoke about Singleton as well. So they've only seen like they 26% growth, but still really huge for those areas. Which surprised me.
Huge
they're
for
already
12 months,
they're
yeah.
already developed.
Yeah.
What got me was the Singleton and the Meadow Springs that they'd already been developed, and they still saw significant growth, which was awesome. There's talk that I've heard that they're going to go across the other side of the railway station, the railway, and start developing way out there. So they'll knock all the bushland down, and eventually that'll happen as well.
I think, Mandurah in itself is becoming its own little self-sufficient little city,
Absolutely.
right? And it's going to be, just that its own pocket down there. And
Absolutely.
it needs to be more self-sufficient, obviously, to I guess, reduce people having to come to Perth CBD for, hospitals and medical things, education as well is another area. So I guess you'd say Lakelands just like north of Mandurah, and it's just sort of a fringe suburb, if you will, and it's just part of that sort of whole boom around that whole Mandurah pocket.
But the development in that area is phenomenal. There's loads of schools. I mean, like the East Mandurah or North Mandurah, I think it is, football club. They've got a massive ground in and really brand new purpose-built stadium and things.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen if there's not huge amounts of growth happening. I mean, I live down sort of that way anyway, and quite often have to drive down to Mandurah for my Cairo, but inside there. And you drive down and it's just blocks. You just see them all getting ready to go. So there's still loads of empty blocks. Now, they're all sold, but it's just huge. It's going to be, and I don't think they can keep up with the growth of like the amenities and stuff that they've got there.
Yeah.
I know a few people that and fun fact, one of my very first deals was Lakelands.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it was a 398 deal, and it on a 650 block, 4x2 theatre. And they're selling it, and it's 7 something they're getting for it.
Well, I just actually got 2 blocks there, and they were 325 and 345 for a block. These are 375 square meter blocks. So almost you did the whole thing for the price of the block now.
The attraction of that area, and we'll just talk about Lakelands and stuff like that again, is all the amenities and all the services going in, is very family driven.
Yes.
And there's loads of sports clubs down there. So just north of Lakelands, it's called. There's a sports complex, Larkhill Sports Complex, and it's like 4 stadiums, and it's double-sided. So one side, I know the first one is rugby league, the other side is rugby union, and then it's softball and cricket, and then it's football and hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they're phenomenal. I know because I used to play rugby league down there, and it's just, and there's loads of parking, and it's just, you go down at the weekend and it's just sport.
Yeah.
It's just ovals everywhere. So
yeah, I think the target market for that area is really just young families.
Young families, young demographic, getting
yeah.
and they're getting some great deals. Well, they were getting some great deals. It's kind of popped up now.
Yeah, I mean, Lakelands, I think the population is almost 5,000 people. It'll be interesting to see the growth of the next 5 years of Lakelands. I would say it's almost going to double.
It's about 1,500 people in about 2 years. It's like a huge, it's like a lot of people in that one suburb.
Yes, and then there's the surrounding suburbs as well as having huge growth,
And from the people that are living in there, there's only 20% of them are renting.
Yes.
Which I think is quite low.
It is quite low.
It shows you what that suburb's all about, right?
Yeah, I think having 80% owner-occupier is actually very high. But at the same time, there's not many rentals available either. So,
4%.
what was it?
1.4%.
1.4% vacancy rate. So there's not a lot of rentals. So I think, if you are looking at an investment property, it does stack up because there's not a lot of opportunities for the renters down there. Yeah. A lot of them are owner-occupiers. So the pie for rentals is small, but there is a demand then.
Yeah, and again, down that way, so it is kind of quick. It's kind of stuck in the middle in Rockingham and Mandurah. It's definitely closer to Mandurah. And it just falls outside of the DHA, the Defence Housing thing, because the Garden Islands and stuff there. But I've heard, and I don't know if it's true or not, I'm only just rumours I've heard that they're starting to increase the distance out because the DHA are struggling to find houses. So that's another option. It could be something that we'd look into. I definitely want to do more on DHA. But I think it's like a 30-mile radius or something. They know that it's not enough and they need to increase it because drive from Singleton into Rockingham is like a 50-minute drive. It's not much.
Yeah, so they have a strict sort of circumference for DHA homes being 30 kilometres, but Perth's a little bit different because we're so flat and long. So our 30 Ks will be different to, say, Sydney.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, we're just sort of straight 100 Ks.
You think if you come from Lakelands and you want to go to the city, I think it's probably like, as you come out your suburb, obviously, it's maybe like 3 roads.
Yeah.
Mandurah Road, Haganoni Road, and then you're on the freeway. And then that's it. And it's very easy, simple stuff. So there's a lot of positives. Like I said, it's really close to the beach. And the beaches down that way are just the pristine white, the white and the blue.
I mean, to put in perspective, right now, the median 4x2 in Lakelands is 660. So that's a good 100 grand less than the average Perth home, okay, for a 4x2. You could do 3 bedrooms for 550, okay? So in terms of although 660 is higher than it used to be not that long ago, we're still well and truly under the median by 100 grand. So I guess in terms of entry price point, it's extremely desirable for young families, first home buyers, but also the owner occupancy sort of swing is in enticing for investors as well, because there's just not a lot of rental stock.
What I think it's a good one for future investing as well, because it's going to have that family feel to it for a long time, because that's what it's geared at. There's parks all dotted around all the estates.
Yeah.
So even when the kids get a bit older, it's still for first home buyers or people even want to rent in that area, because maybe they're not quite ready to buy, but they want to rent in a family orientated. Lakelands primary school is maybe pretty good as well. Brand new school. All these things play factors on.
Yeah.
And that's where you target your for your renters, like who you're looking for. Like, for example, I think get one in there if you go to rent it. If you can use the DHA, use the DHA, because quite often you get young families in there. And they need the schools that are close. So
you don't have to do DHA. That's obviously just an option. But I guess what Tony's saying is, like, if you're looking to do a build to rent strategy, the fact that you can really target a really good price point, but then at the same time choosing the caliber of tenants really will make be more like long-term renters, because they want to be there, say, 5 years, be in the local primary school, be part of the local sports clubs,
absolutely,
be in the community. They're not going to be like uni students that are churn and burn after a year or a semester or anything like this. So they're going to really take care of your investment, that kind of thing.
Definitely. That's exactly.
Make your house a home, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think, and because they're not massive blocks, but the blocks, there's a lot more bigger blocks there. So you get more for your money, a bigger house sort of thing. So it's for me, it's like a really great suburb. I mean, I could talk about all the other suburbs around it, but Lakeland's the kind of centre point of that kind of community. Yeah, it all kind of ties in, and I purely picked that one because it's got the train station and it's got the big shopping centre there.
Yeah,
nice, and I think there's more coming.
When the infrastructure's in place, obviously in terms of town planning, that's when they start to release more land and obviously build the home. So in terms of town planning, there's a lot of movement happening in that southern corridor, anywhere from Rockingham to Mandurah. That southern corridor is going to be massive.
Fast now. You're going down to Boulevard and all that as well. All down there is starting to people say.
Yeah.
I know 20 to work isn't as bad for anyone anymore now. They're starting to go, that's fine. I can manage that sort of thing.
But also at the same time, you look at the northern pocket of Perth. So anything, we used to think Alkimos was far. Yeah. Now it's just a suburb of Perth. Alkimos, Eglinton. That's now what we're trying to recreate down in the south pocket,
It's definitely Alkimos of down south. That's sort
of that would be 100%. The energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The young families, but Alkimos now, no joke, is 800,000 for a 4-bedroom. So I know we'll do. I know the prices we used to do down there, but up there. But
I can't wait to look back on all these old podcasts and go, remember when that was only 650k? Remember at least now.
I actually still do that, because sometimes we have ones go, what to build for under 550k.
We should revisit it.
We should actually redo those.
Oh, so under 500. Plan for under 500.
Yeah, we can actually. That's not. We'll do updates for the 550s for 2025 and see where we're at.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, another short one, I suppose, for us, but yeah, Lakelands is really cool. I'm a bit biased because I live down that way, so
he knows his Lakelands, but it definitely is one to watch in terms of investing or actually getting your first home.
Absolutely. Okay, so as always, please like, share, comment, follow, all the good stuff.
Subscribe.
Please. We really need you to subscribe as well, and we will talk to you in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
This is the Build Out West podcast with your host Tony Hyde from Evolution House and Land Specialists and Catherine Smith from Build Bright Builder Brokers.
If you guys are looking to build in WA or simply curious to see what's going on in building, you guys are in the right place. We're here to give insight with professionals in the game, coming to give the inside scoop. Episodes are uploaded weekly, so don't worry, we don't skip a beat and you won't either. Like, share, subscribe, sit back, relax, and let's go.